Hey y'all, Tattoo Tech back here once again. Today we're going to work on a Samsung S5 here. So what happens, you can see the screen is pretty cracked up. If you look at the housing here, it looks pretty beat up. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to change the front screen on this and change the housing. So what we're going to do is make this phone look brand new again. So I'm going to get at that, and then once I get it fixed up, I'll give you guys a quick view of what it looks like with the before and after. Like you can see, this is all, it's been through some wear and tear, screen's been cracked. I'm going to fix it up for the client here. So I'll be back. Alright guys. So I'm back. What I did was I went and removed the screen from the housing here. Couldn't do it on this platform because it would just melt this. So what I did was I did it on a heat resistant pad. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just take off this middle frame here, which is the motherboard is connected to. So I'm just going to do that and swap the whole board over to the brand new frame here. So I'll go ahead and take out these screws. What we're doing is we're just removing this whole main motherboard here over to the brand new housing. Switch this housing right up. How many screws are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 of them there. Normal Phillips screwdriver, that's all you need. Take these screws right out. Let's see here. So all the screws should be out. This one's just a little bit stuck in there. It should just pop right out. So what we're going to do is we're going to run your fingers around the clips here, and it should just pop the frame right, the board right out of the mid frame here. Just slowly work your way around there. That screw's coming out. Slowly just pop her up there. All this mid frame here is just held down by clips underneath there, so you just, what I do is I just run my finger around and just slowly pop it out. These corner ones are a little bit difficult, but like I said, just take your time. It'll pop out of its clip. There she is. You want to work from the top. Once you get the top out, you can just slide it out from the bottom there. Now what we got here is our new mid-frame housing. Comes with all the accessories that you need. Headphone jack, loudspeaker, power button contacts, earpiece, volume rocker. So what we're going to do with this frame here, if you turn around you'll see the motherboard, charger port, everything, camera, everything's on there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop it back into this frame here. So when you want to pop it in this frame, what you want to do is you want to come in at an angle, bring your charger port in first, and just pop her back in, and just slowly run it in. Just work your way up. Put the clips on. Make sure everything's nice and snug. Then you can proceed with putting your screws back in. Not too difficult. And after we finish this, what we're going to do is we're going to put a brand new screen on there. So once I get these screws in, I'm just going to go back to my heat resistant pad and just clean up the mid board here a bit, so when I put the new screen on, everything sits nice and flush. you gotta make sure everything's clean before you put the new screen on. So like I said, so it's just nice and flush, so you don't have any shards down there where it can actually penetrate your LCD and making this job a lot more difficult than it is. Plus, if you know, with these Samsung replacement screens, they're quite expensive, so you want to do a pretty good job right off the hop. Like I said, we're making new videos all the time. Hit the like and share button down below if you like my videos. If you'd like to see more, feel free to leave comments below. Tell me what you think, tell me what I should do, what videos I should put out, what you need help with, and I can try to help you guys out with any of that. So right now I got the screws back in. Like I said, the whole mid frame's ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send it back over to the heat resistant pad, and I'm just going to clean it up, and once I clean it up, I'll bring it back over here and we'll install the screen together. So hold on guys, I'll be right back. Perfect. Right guys, so I'm back, cleaned everything up, put my own adhesive back on there. So I'm just going to show you the rest of the steps here. Now, just want to show you something here. This is double-sided adhesive that I use. I don't know, it's this yellow one. If you can see it. This tape is actually really, really good. It's one of the best double-sided adhesive tapes out there. They're way better than these ones here. These I used to use all the time, but now I rarely use this because I ran into this type. Really hard to get. Not really hard to get, I guess. You just gotta find out what it is. Like I said, these are good too. The clear orange ones, I use these a lot, but when it comes to most of the Samsung stuff, I like to use this adhesive here. They come in different sizes. You got the thick one here. It's like 5mm or something. Then you got the thin ones. Perfect for sealing LCDs. Like I said, most of the Samsungs, I use it on the iPads. I don't use the factory adhesives that they come with. They don't bond as good, so I like to take those off and re-adhere with my own adhesive. So after all that, quick little tip. What we're going to do is we're going to get our new LCD here. What I like to always do, I always like to test it first before I seal anything up, especially stuff with that has to be sealed up like this, because once you seal them up, you're not going to be opening them again, so you want to do it right the first time. So I'll plug it in, I'll turn on my phone, make sure the LCD is working. I'll just wait for it to turn on, make sure all the buttons and everything's working, and then we'll proceed with putting everything back together. Here's another little extra thing I like to add. These are, if you can see what this is, B7000 silicone adhesive. I like to put these on the corners of the screens, so when they dry up, they bond pretty good. So I like to use adhesive, and I like to use these too, just to guarantee that the screen is not going to lift, because with any aftermarket screen, you know, they don't seal as good as the factory ones. So when I give my customers back the phone, I want them to be 100% happy, knowing that, you know what, that screen's not going to lift. They're not going to come back and tell me to reseal it, because once it's sealed, like I said, it's really hard to bring back up, because most of the times you're going to crack the screen again. So the screen looks like it's working perfectly. So what I'll do is I'll take out the battery, I'll pop this screen off, and I'll proceed with putting everything back together. Samsung Galaxy S5. With a lot of the newer Samsungs, like I said, you're gonna have to pull out the LCD from the front, not like the old ones where you can just take them off from the back and work it that way with the frame. These newer Samsungs and stuff like that, they don't actually come with the frame, so you have to re-adhere them yourself. Another tip with these Samsung S5s, what I like to do is they come with the fingerprint home buttons. I like to bend these, so when I have to put it through the hole here to reach around, to get into the contact. It's nice and easy because you don't want that getting caught, because like I said, once you seal these up, they're not gonna come back off pretty easy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this silicone adhesive on the corners, just so it creates a nice bond once it dries up. With this adhesive, it usually takes about a couple hours for it to dry up. Once it dries up, like I said, it'll be nice and tight. You want it nice and tight, close to factory as much as you can get it. You always want to do things right the first time. So with these S5s, they actually do come with the adhesive on the back. So I'm just going to peel that off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little heat on it just to warm it up a bit. So when it seals a lot better. So give me a second. Just warm it up a bit. Nothing too crazy, because once the adhesive gets a little warmed up, it tends to get more sticky. So I'm just going to heat it up a little bit, just around the corners. I know you can't see it because I don't want to do it on this pad, because it'll end up melting the foam there. There you go. Just heat it up a little bit. Now with these S5s, what you want to do is you want to come in from an angle and just kind of connect this contact there, right here, into here. So I'm going to go at an angle, just pop the cable in, make sure it's nice and tight before I close it. I just line it up to the earpiece there. So like I said, I'm going to try to get underneath here and just get that the fingerprint home button through that hole. I know you can't see it, but I'll try to show you like this. You want to get it through the hole there, just to bring it through. You want to make sure it goes all the way through. Now what I do before I seal these up again is I always proceed with caution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the battery back in, turn it on, make sure it's on, and then I'm just going to wait. I like to wait till the phone turns on before I totally seal it up. Let's give it a second there. Like I said, guys, if you like my videos, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. I got new videos coming out all the time. There we go. Just try to mess around here. Make sure all the keys work, and they're working here, so that's good. Make sure my home button goes all the way through. Once it's in, I'm gonna layer down. I'm just gonna press on it, seal it up. There we go, guys. Put my little plastic back on here, that way I don't scratch up the screen. Just gonna put my little, oh, you can see this, yeah, I'm putting my little plastic back on there. Just try to get it as straight as you can. Don't have to be perfect, but I'm just doing this because I have to turn the screen back around, so I don't want anything scratching up the screen. Now what I'm going to do is going to pop the touch back in, pull off that adhesive there, get my screws and put them back in. Okay, guys, nothing too hard. Put my little clip back in. Put my screw back in. Make sure the screws are right. This screw goes here, yep. There you go, guys. Once the screw's back in, want to make sure it's nice and flat again. I'm going to take out the battery here, put this SIM card, SD card back in, put my battery in, put the back housing back in. and then just turn it back on. Just wait a second, make sure everything's good. B7000, guys. If you're a technician, you do cell phone repairs, you don't want customers coming back with the screens lifting, get yourself one of these. B7000. Like I said, it's a good investment. If you're a real technician that does phone repairs and stuff like that, you should have this. Password. Wait for it to load up for a second. There you go. Test it again. Everything's good. Yeah. Make sure the home button works. Yeah. Icons light up. Life is good. So when I finish this, what I like to do is I like to put some tape. I'll show you this. Put some tape on there, just to hold it in place. So when the customer comes back, it'll keep it nice and tight. Give it some time to cure. Let the adhesive or the silicone dry up nice and tight. So what this tape does is it's kind of just holding the screen nice and flat. A lot of these videos I do, they're live in session while I'm at work. So like I said, this fix took me maybe about half an hour. New mid frame, what the customer wants. New screen, beautiful. So when he comes back, he should be pretty happy. Perfect, guys. Like I said, if you liked this video, you thought it was helpful, or if you need any other advice, feel free to leave a comment below. Hit the like and share button. Thanks, guys.